Hi, I'm Angeline, a 2013 Mumbai fellow. I teach 35 amazing kids in a municipal school named Varshnagar in Vikhroli. The first time I entered, being it a third year intervention, I was surprised to see how invested these kids were in academics and how they constantly wanted to learn more and wanted to know everything that is around them. I remember in my first year when I actually drafted my vision, it was already somewhere in August, and my major part of my first year was just like integrating values through lessons. So my vision was not known to them, but in the second year, as soon as we started, I shared my vision with them, talking to them why values were important, what will be our class values through various activities that I had in class, like identifying what's your strength, in which value you feel like you've done better, and in which value you feel like you need to grow, and in which value our class needs to grow, basically, which is why all our 7 class values were not really given by me to them, but it is something that they actually got together and decided that these will be our class values. Being a class teacher, if I'm not there, there is no one to teach them. So I've seen them doing their work even if I'm not there. Also helping each other. There were 4 kids of us who came new this year, and they all came from Bihar. They were all migrants, but without even me actually making that attempt to go ahead and start from scratch, my kids have actually taken that ownership and actually have taught them, where now all the 4 of them are at a 1.5. So if I'm talking about putting kids on a different life path, I think there are days where I am not sure if that's going to happen. Well, also there are days where I am pretty sure that's going to happen, just looking at the way the class has grown. The fellowship is such a thing where challenges come and go in and out every single day. So I know that for a fact that majority of my class, if not all, will be doing their work irrespective of there being a teacher in class or no. Atul is one kid who I think I've seen major change in just because of the opportunities that we have given to him. So he was selected for the Teach for All conference to give the opening speech at the conference. This was a big thing and a big opportunity for him, even though he was not as interested as we all were. But I think he's one kid who's really smart in general knowledge and science. He always wants to know the why of everything, which is really exciting. It always keeps me on my toes. But I remember taking him for the first PM conference, and he had to rehearse his speech over there while he fumbled, and that's when he realized that there are kids who are doing better than him, and there will be times when he also fails. He always feels that he's being compared to a lot of kids, and this kind of ends up in him thinking that he's sometimes superior to them, because he wants to prove to himself that he's better. But I feel like the conference changed him. So I feel like coming from the same community as my kids come from helped me a lot, because there were a lot of times where I've realized that whatever the problems in class, I could discuss it soon after school with them, or spend a lot of time in their community with them. And I feel like that has actually helped me as a positive change in my experience with my kids, because it's very easy and it's a lot of fun to understand what's happening in their community and then share the same stories back again in class. So suppose if there are days where it's raining and it's really raining heavy, if they're telling me like I'm not coming to school, I can easily tell them I'm coming from the same community, so you have to come to school. When I think of one thing that I would do differently, I think that's exposure and access, because I think I have not given my kids that much of an opportunity to I haven't exposed them to a lot of different things. Although the term exposure and access this year has changed a lot on the student vision scale. Like this year it's more about identifying your strengths, your goals, and leveraging it in your community. I think that's something that I haven't really worked on in my majorly in my 2 years. Even though I did it this year, I think that is something that I would want to focus on more in the last unit. I really want them to quote one line that I most of the time tell them about, that some days there might not be a song in your heart, but you need to sing anyway. I feel like if they actually come and tell me that there were days where we were not doing that great and we remembered these things from you, or the things that you taught us, I feel like that will actually make me feel like 2 years of the fellowship actually made a big impact on them.